Hey, Dwayne is so excited because he didn't have his mic on.
Do this. I do this every week because you know why? The fans and our viewers are probably used to my mic is always on mute. Hey, we are so excited about episode 30. Today is episode 30. We have been on the air for 30 weeks straight. We missed 2 weeks in a row, probably because of me. But we've been on for 30 weeks straight. We have a great following. We thank you to all of our followers. Again, I'm Dwayne Wright, and we have Bryan Welch.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy opening day to everybody that celebrates. Major League Baseball is back, my friend.
It's back, man. I'm out here in LA with all these Dodger fans, man, and I'm a Padre fan. So, I always say Padres suck, but I'm more of a Tony Gwynn and Ken Caminiti. I ain't really a Padre team fan. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just like those two. But yeah, man, tell us a little bit about what's going on tonight.
Well, the Giants took down the Reds on opening day, 6-4, great performance by the Giants. Your MC going 2 for 4 at the plate. The world champion Dodgers taking down the Detroit Tigers 5-4, and there's all the festivities, all the pomp and circumstance of the World Championship trophy with the World Series going on from last year. The trophy present, the opening day celebration, and of course Ice Cube has to show up in a Cadillac with the World Series trophy in the passenger seat. Perfect LA at Chavez Ravine. Dodgers get the victory 5-4, and the White Sox take down the Angels 8-1 in Chicago. And hey, we know that Harv is probably partying right now, Dwayne, because the Marlins, that they don't have too much to celebrate for, but they had a walk-off victory against the Pirates. I mean, great baseball in Miami. Marlins and the Pirates 5-4 in walk-off fashion. But hey, that's baseball right now. Hey, it's 162 games. It's going to be a long season.
Long season, my friend.
Every game matters, but hey, you know what? Hey, you always have those off nights, but it's great to have baseball back in America. But, I mean, the Dodgers are already 3-0 on the season. They had those 2 games in Tokyo with that Tokyo series a couple weeks back. But, hey, baseball's back, and everybody's happy. Everyone is having hot dogs, having macaroni and salad, having the chips, having their favorite drink in their hand.
Right.
Everybody's happy. It feels like a Friday, my friend.
You know what? It feels good. Like I said, man, it is baseball season. Dwight is probably Harv is probably out there with the fishes right now, swimming with the dolphins out there in Florida. But I can't wait till he get on because you know he likes to talk about his Florida teams. But I know Coach Billy is going to be getting on our other co-hosts in a minute. But I want to bring up something before we even get started with all of our great guests tonight, man. We're going to have some fun to all of our viewers out there. It's going to be bomb. There's a couple situations that's going on with Fresno State football, right? We're talking about the good stuff. And we were talking about how they were banging those pads today, and it looked awesome from what we seen. You know, I got my Fresno State old school pullover right now, but I know Coach Entz is bringing that old school type flavor to Fresno State. We can see the difference between the enthusiasm of all of the younger type generation dogs and then the older Bulldogs that's coming abroad and all the transfers. I've seen some old linemen that were pancaking some people. I mean, I started to get excited.
Well, hey, the spring preview is on April 5th, next Saturday, and you get a couple more days of practice before the show begins, the closeout spring ball. But this week, Dwayne, has been a lot of fun to watch. The social media page has been posting a lot of videos, especially those pancake blocks. And I was an offensive lineman, a good friend of mine, Roland Fullwood, had a great pancake block. And you were there when it was preached. We're going to play tough. We're going to have fun. We're going to play smash mouth football.
Right.
Or Pat Hill saying, shut up and hit somebody, of course. And the shut up and hit somebody era is back. And
it's definitely back.
And to see how much the pads are going to be popping next Saturday when they first get to be able to play in front of the public at Valley Children's Stadium. And it's going to be a very fun showing to see how good this defense is. We're hearing a lot of great reports about this defense. The offense has a couple of question marks, Dwayne. Who's going to be QB1 going out of spring, and who's going to be able to take the most reps and be able to be the most confident QB in the pocket? whoever that might be is going to be probably get that starting job through fall camp in probably the next 4 months, actually.
Right. Again, I'm excited about Bulldog football. I know we got a long show tonight. There's so much great things that's happening. You know, we're talking about the Green V section that's happening. We had the creation of the Green V last weekend. Last week on our show, we also talked about, you know, now that Coach Ents are getting together, and I see the Bulldog Foundation and the QBC, like all of these great things that we have not seen in years are coming back to the Valley. And then we'll talk about the other great stuff when we have, our guy come on and talk about what's going on in Bulldog football. Yes, Welch.
But also, yesterday was Day of Giving for Fresno State.
It was.
And Fresno State got a lot of money through fundraising and donations.
Yes.
And this age of NIL and also this arms race to have the most money in your athletic department, Fresno State's able to say, hey, we have some of the best people in the world right here in San Joaquin Valley and Central California that they want to be able to support this university and also this athletic department to set themselves up. And Dwayne, you need money in this arms race, seriously.
Yeah, you do. You need money, but you also need the backing of the alumni as well. And, you know, there's so many different connections. We go to college, to be successful. So a lot of ex-athletes or just regular students want to be a part of something. You know, I think it's a great part of history of what's happening. It's sort of like Pat Hill when he went out into the Valley and created that green, movement, right? Paint the Valley red. This is just a whole different version of it. So like you said, the foundation have been built. Now it's time to build those levels to it. And, that's that. We'll come back to this a little later, but there's some other news. A lot of people have been really reaching out to me of what's going on with my fellow dog and Bulldog great Robbie Rouse. There was a situation, everyone pretty knows about it. I immediately sent him a message through social media, and I told him how much, I'm supporting him mentally. Just reach out to me. I'll be praying for you. All this great type of stuff, if he needs somebody to talk to, because everybody in life makes some type of little small mistake or something that happens. So I'm just going to let you know, Robbie, we support you, brother. Everybody makes mistakes in life. You know what I mean? And whatever that may be, whatever you need from us, we are here for you, man. So keep your head up, man. And I'm always going to be one of your biggest supporters, brother.
And the Mighty Mouse being under the influence of alcohol, having a DUI yesterday in the Palouse up in Eastern Washington. He has left the team at Washington State, but Robbie Rouse is always somebody and also a coach that's always able to bounce back. And I think he's able to, be able to figure out what you want to do, be able to, you have the setback, but be able, come back and start swinging again. And, Robbie Rouse has built up a really good coaching resume.
Yes, he did.
Coaching in a lot of great FCS programs in the Dakotas, also being out in California, coaching at Cal Poly for a couple of years with the Mustangs. He's going to be able to get another P4 job. He just has to climb that ladder again. And, you made that mistake, but don't make it. You made a mistake. You learned from it, and you'll be able to go back out on top and start swinging for it again.
And the best thing, right before we bring in our first guest, Coach Shaladeen Martin, I'm going to tell you right now, Robbie Rouse came from a very good backing. His sister, we grew up together our whole lives. We went to the same junior high. We went to high school together. We even got best physique at our high school at Lincoln. She got best physique for the girl. I got best physique for the male. It was just great. Just a great atmosphere. She always looked out for Robbie, and just Robbie has a great, system, that he came out of. And we all know in San Diego what type of player he was, what type of person he is. So, man, he's going to bounce back. And, hey, man, you got my full support because God is good, and that comes first. He's always going to be there for you. You know what I mean? So we're going to move forward on this. But we want to bring on our very first guest, Mr. Shaladeen Martin.
Hey.
What's going on, Coach?
What's up, guys?
Nothing much. Happy Thursday.
Same to you.
And Dwayne, you've known this guy for a very long time. Hey, he deserves no introduction, right? Super Bowl champion guy who used to be great friends with Joe Montana way back in the day. Probably still great friends with the
Right.
Yes,
San
yes.
Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
How are you doing tonight, my friend?
Thanks for asking. Blessed. Everything's going great. Life is good. Every day counts. Every second counts. So live at your best. You know that.
Talking to Saladin Martin here on Straight Up on Game Sports Show. And does it feel like yesterday that you were a part of the 49ers way back in the day?
Are you kidding me? And you go way back in the day. It was actually the first Super Bowl, 1982, to catch Montana to Clark. I have to always remind people. I get tired of people telling me they weren't born. I'm like, damn. But yeah, it was a great situation. The Bay Area woke up. Playing for the great Bill Walsh was amazing. The guys and that we still communicate. We still do things together. It's such a brotherly love and camaraderie. And to win a Super Bowl, man, that's something that I will forever cherish, and I have continued to carry it all through my life, and it has blessed me because of that.
And we've always had a lot of great coaches on our sports show, and Bill Walsh is probably one of the best coaches ever, probably in the history of football. What is that one life lesson that you still hold to today that you learned from Coach Walsh all those years ago?
Thanks for the question. Unbelievable, man. To have a man that can motivate men, to have a man that would always be fair and equal to all, no matter where you fell on the totem pole. True leader. People, unfortunately, didn't see him behind closed doors and how feisty and how he would say stuff that we'd be like, dang, coach said that. And because the public only sees him from the outside, we were very blessed to see him from the inside. Forever indebted to him, man. Great man, taught me a lot, loved on all of us, and I could always appreciate him. May he rest in peace.
And you got to play at Candlestick Park way back in the day. I know I grew up watching games at Candlestick Park on the TV when the 49ers had like the last couple of years in Candlestick. What was that environment like in 82?
All the away teams hated it. We loved it because we knew where all the holes was in the we knew the field was tore. So all the grass, the opposing teams would come in there, man. They slipping and sliding, but Candlestick was it's funny because the Fillmore District, I guess it was located right there in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And man, the fans. I mean, I've been to Levi's plenty. I've been to Levi, man, but it's nothing like Candlestick. Going into the stadium, people start greeting you from the time you pull off into going to there. It was a very special place. And to be a player that made it even special when we won that first Super Bowl, how crazy was it to be in San Francisco at that time? Unbelievable.
Wow. And you talked about the catch, Coach. Where were you at when the catch happened? I guess you were on the sidelines.
I was on sideline. I played defensive back. First of all, I didn't know he made the catch because it was so far. It was in the Cowboys on their end zone, on their sideline. But when I seen Dwight, he spiked the ball. I'm like, did he catch that? Because the ball was so high. And then we as a defense, we kind of getting ready because we don't know if we're going to go in. So you kind of going through stuff. But when everybody jumped, the crowd's going crazy. He caught the ball. I was right there. Unbelievable. People going crazy. Team going crazy. But not a better person in the world could have caught it that I've known for a while. May he rest in peace. What a great guy. What a great catch.
And Dwayne, I mean, what a great way to start off the show. A guy that was able to witness the catch, able to play at Candlestick Park. I mean, this is we were talking about being able to play in the pros, and Coach Martin's always been. Hey, Coach Martin's a great person to lead us off. Hey, on opening day 2025, able to lead us off on the show with our first guest.
Yes, it feels good because see, I had the opportunity to actually be mentored by him. So when he tells all these stories, I heard them all plus some more.
They repeat.
Yeah, right. So I love for Coach. I call him Coach because I'm, that's my coach mentor. I love for Coach Martin to share all his stories and what he's been through. He helped a lot of young men within the city of San Diego and more, not just San Diego, but like all over. When we was at Lincoln High School in San Diego, we were the first team in the 2000s to go to, we didn't win, but we were the first team in the 2000s to start the championship roll.
Yes.
We had all of the CIF, we were the first. The CIF players of the year right here.
Right there.
We had multiple D1 scholarships. I mean, you name it, we had them. I mean, we have great coaching staffs. Coach Saladin was always that one I remember on offense. And we didn't have the stadium Lincoln have now. We had jacked up, holy, I don't know what it was, and all the hood and the gangsters would be on the gate, betting during the game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, like, we actually was playing in the hood on some grass. We had no night games, so we had no lights. But he always prepared. It's so funny now. Huh? He always prepared us for like the other part of the game, the mental aspect of when people get in our heads, they talk, that how to counter that, how to say, hey, look, brother, I'm about to get you. You ain't gonna get me. Like things that like that actually goes with the game of football or basketball, whatever that may be. He been there. So,
and I don't mean to cut you off, but don't forget, I played at Lincoln as well.
That's right.
I was played on that same field you played.
Oh man, you
1974. Go ahead, Dwayne. I didn't mean to catch you up. I gotta remind you, I'm from Lincoln.
Coach, it's all right, man. No, we don't look. You are a ultimate Hornet. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Coach, we're gonna bring you back. Right after we go to commercial, we're going to talk to Jamon J.B. Brown, another draft pick baller in the NFL, and played with some pretty good competition. And one of the great quarterbacks in the NFL, he blocked for him. He's going to get a chance to share his story after our commercial. We'll be right back. We are back. Yeah, you guys see the two late co-hosts right there that every week they come on late and be talking stuff to each other.
Let me stop you right there. Hold on. You sent me the wrong link in the text message. I had an email. I don't know what's going on, but I got to have the email every week to get on the right station because you have me sitting in queue way over there somewhere.
Well, look, we see you came on the show. Look, Coach Billy, he already started. You came on the show. We was giving you props all day, and you come on the show and criticize the link. And it ain't my fault. You in Florida right now,
right?
And by the time you get the link, it's next Thursday.
I can't help me on that. I'm here. But what's up, everybody?
What's going on, Harv? What's going on?
I had a whole intro ready. I had a new mix ready, and I'm finna blow it up tonight, and y'all got me like.
You still gonna blow it up when we go into our open mix when our fans get on and our viewers. You gonna be able to open it back up. But hey, Coach Billy, welcome, Coach Billy. That's our other co-host, Billy the Kid.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening?
Man, hey, we are going to bring on a special gentleman right now. Probably one of our most decorated, if not the decorated, guests that we had as a player besides Coach Martin. And we want to bring on no other than Jamon J.B. Brown. What's going on, brother?
What's up, fellas? Turn me up, turn me in.
You here. You here. We're gonna get you in a tighter angle real quick. We're gonna take our other co-hosts out because they were late anyway, so we'll bring them back in. Look, they get a bit about it. So JB, man, like we are so glad that you are on this show again.
Having me, man.
You do so much. We would love. We can't wait to hear what you're doing. And then also, we just want to know some questions because I heard you were one of the best old linemen to come out of your town where you grew up at. So tell us a little bit about you, man. Like they can Google you, but we want to know like the exclusive.
Yeah, the exclusive behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Man, listen, like you said, man, coming out of Louisville, Kentucky, right? You may know the town, right? If you know Muhammad Ali, Lamar Jackson, Teddy Bridgewater, home of the greats, man. And so I'm privileged, right, to have come out of Fern Creek High School, played at Louisville at some of the best times, I like to say, right? Sugar Bowl winner, you name it, right? And then fortunate enough to be drafted in the third round of the 2015 draft to then the St. Louis Rams. Played 6 years in the NFL, Rams, Giants, Falcons, Bears, Eagles. And, man, now I'm back home, retired, been doing a number of different things, right? Working on my personal brand. I started my foundation while I was in the league, been doing a lot of different community impact work. Have a couple other business ventures that I'm developing and growing. But most of all, man, I love being a dad, right? I'm a dad of 3. I have 2 little girls and 1 son. And got my lady hoping to tie things up here soon. Hopefully she's not here and I'm trying to make it a surprise. But, man, life is good. Obviously, running into you, D. Wright, post-career, doing some of the things together with the players squad, right, and just meeting more great guys. And like you said, being able to have my name in sentences with guys like yourself and many others, man, I'm grateful.
And you were at Louisville, Jamon. I mean, I remember that because you guys played against Florida in the Sugar Bowl. Is that
Yes, sir.
I remember that game. Teddy Bridgewater had a great game that night. Well, Teddy was on the team still, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And what do you remember about those years blocking for Teddy Bridgewater?
Man, not a lot of people know, but I started on the defensive side of the ball, right?
Cool.
So I went to U of L as a defensive tackle. Was always athletic, right? We ran into some injuries, during that season, and Coach Strong, came to me and didn't give me an ultimatum, gave me an option, right? And so that's one thing I always appreciated Coach Strong for was being able to just pull things out of you that you didn't know was there, right? So he gave me the option to switch sides of the ball, man. It was one of the best decisions I made in my life, man. So I switched, in 2 weeks from switching from defense, I made my first start against North Carolina. But also I stepped in the huddle with Teddy, man. Teddy was just one of those different guys, you know what I mean? Coming out of Louisville, bumping into the Florida talent, seeing how those guys work. There was a lot that I learned from him. When we talk about the Sugar Bowl, I mean, you think about that first hit from John Bostic, right under the chin, first series on offense, that breaks a lot of people, right? But the way Teddy stepped back in the huddle, looked every man in his eyes, gave us a little joke, right? And then moved on to the next play, man. There was a lot that I took from him, a lot that I grew from just being able to work with him. And like I said, we had some of the best times at U of L, man.
And Teddy Bridgewater being in the news, like this last year, being a head coach in high school. Did you know that he was going to be a high school coach when you guys were going to school together at U of L?
Man, I knew if he wanted to open that box that he could, right? He was one of those guys that was, when you talk about student of the game, he really was, right? So wouldn't be caught out on the scene too much. He built, the playbook in the Madden games and all that. So anytime you play him on Madden, hey, he was using our system and just perfecting his craft, man. And that was one thing, that just stuck out with me is just, he's always been a pro's pro, right? And so I knew if he wanted to step into a coaching rank, that he would be successful like he did. I was fortunate enough to be able to talk to him, after he won the state championship game. And, again, he's a champion. So I wouldn't expect nothing less.
Of course, and let's get back to you, Jamon. You played in the NFL for some years, and we always talk about the trenches, and the game's always won in the trenches.
Come on, baby.
What is the difference between playing in college and playing in the NFL offensively in the trenches?
Man, that's a great question, B. I would say really just your technique, right? I would love to, talk about the X's and O's and the mental side of the game, and that is a big part of it. But what I've learned in the trench work was, the guy that is the first to his technique usually wins, right? And so that's one thing that I took pride in as a player is being technical, right? And that got me out of a lot of battles, right? I had to match up with a lot of greats, Fletcher Cox, Aaron Donald, right? Jarrell Casey, like, you name it, I've went against those guys. And in those battles, I found the most success was when I was staying, as tight as I could to my technique, man. So if anybody's, aspiring to be an NFL lineman, man, that's what I would tell you, man. The more you can perfect your craft, right? They say 10,000 hours, you master it, right? So the more you can, replicate that set, replicate that block, and just make it, all the same, the more success you have.
10,000 hour rule, always impressive. And Dwayne, you had the 10,000 hour rule when you were going through.
Sure did.
That's right.
I sure did. The 10,000 hour rule is in effect. It works. As a matter of fact, you can apply it in anything that you do. You know what I mean? And
that's facts.
And we talk about high school and college football, and I know right now a lot of our viewers are, inspiring college players, or a lot of them are playing either where you're at or Fresno State or Michigan, or wherever they're watching. But fellas, literally, you control your own destiny. And when we open it up and all of us get on here and talk about this type of stuff on a journey, it's not hard. It really isn't. You just got to show up. You miss, you screwed. You show up, you good. And the rest falls on you. But JB, like, what, before we go to our commercial and bring in our other co-hosts and open up the discussion, what are you doing in the community? Because you left that part out, and man, you're a big time dude. You're a big time dude in the community, man.
Listen, man, I appreciate you saying that, but we've all got our role, right? And so one thing that was important for me, being able to make it out of the hood of Louisville, Kentucky, and get a chance at the big stage, man, was, what I did with that. You know what I mean? And obviously making money was great. All the big games, meeting all the people that I've met was great. But, I wanted to be remembered, for my impact, right? There's a movie of mine that is my favorite, man. It's The Sandlot, right? And one of the things that, really stuck out to me from The Sandlot was that quote from Babe Ruth, right? Where it goes, heroes get remembered, but legends never die, right? And so, in my city where I come from, my mission was to become a legend, and I wanted to do that through community work. And so I started my foundation second year in the league. We've done all sorts of things from, of course, backpack giveaways, turkey drives, Christmas events to, now we're on the brink of trying to bring an empowerment center to the city, man, a safe haven for youth to find their purpose, right? And the way we want to do that is wrapping them with services and programs that help them find themselves. You know what I mean? A lot of people look for me to build a training facility or, really hone in on the sports, which, that's a part of it, right? But I wanted to make sure that the youth and kids know, a lot of us go pro in something other than sports, right?
That's
so
right.
Let's help you figure that out. And, JB wants to be, part of the support that can help you. And man, that's something that I've been, trying to drill to the ground. So, I appreciate you bringing that up. Again, like I said, we all got our roles, right? One of mine was to make sure my community knew, like you said, D, right? Hey, you can make it too, right? And whatever that may be, right? Whether you want to be an artist, a chef, right, or a professional athlete, you can do that.
Man, well said. I mean, that was so well said. We got to go to commercial on that one. I don't even know how to reply to that, man. You know, and when we first met, we met at we was in AG. Was it AGT?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know.
AGT,
We
man.
were in Pasadena, Pasadena, and we just started talking and clicking and talking about life and the league, and it was more of like community stuff that we talked about more than anything, because we're like the same type of guy when it comes to like what can we do other than what everybody else is doing. And I really respect you, JB, man, for just coming on and actually sharing a little bit. But we're going to get down to the gritty when we get back after this commercial because all of us going to be on the line. And Coach Chaldean is crazy. And then you got D. Harv that's crazy and Billy. Oh, man, it's going to be great. But we'll see y'all after this commercial. We'll be right back on Straight Up on Game.
There's too many guys here that should have been recruited and weren't. I want every one of you to get a chance to go to college and get a chance to play the great game of college football.
We'll have 50-plus colleges from all over the country that want to get good football players, and that's where you come in.
They're coming out and they're looking for talent. Today is about showing up and showing out. Today is about opportunity for you guys. Use that second chance to your best of your ability.
This is your chance to sell yourself so you never look back and say, I never had a shot.
We really look for who wants to compete, who's going with high effort, who's competitive.
The opportunity was there, so, took full advantage of it, and we're so grateful that we got to come out here and compete.
1 in 3 of you will get a scholarship, and that scholarship could very well change your life. You're showing these coaches you mean business. Go in, sell yourself, tell them why they should sign you to go play football at their fine university.
We are back. That was Terry Donahue's Memorial Showcase, California Showcase, and with our group that we have, and we partnered up with them. We're talking about the Heritage Bowl, and we have so many things that's connected to the Heritage Bowl, like the Wright Family Consulting Group, our community of Southeast San Diego, the community of Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, city of San Diego. I can go on and on. And we just made sure that we gave our student athletes a chance. So we partnered up with them. We sent a lot of young men over to the combine after the Heritage Bowl. And a lot of our young men got signed. I mean, we're going to be making posts like daily after spring break, but we had more than 26 athletes get signed and playing at the next level. So, God is good on that. We're going to get rolling. We'll talk a little bit more about it, but we got everybody on the line except D. Harv. He must have went on the bathroom break. There he is. He coming in.
Wait a minute. Wait, I thought D. Harv was going to leave the whole entire meeting because he probably remembered that great game Louisville beat Florida in the Sugar Bowl.
Hey, watch your mouth, man.
Hey, it wasn't me, man. It wasn't me.
They got lucky.
Oh my God! They always said, "Look, no, this forum is open. We're just gonna want to hear about journeys, from you two. Like, it don't matter. Like, if you got a quick story, if you want to just let people know that the journey is not easy, whatever you need these folks to know, tell them the truth because they get tired of hearing me. They think I'm a hater when I talk about certain things, and it's not easy. I just like telling the truth so our kids won't be caught up and get stuck. But if y'all don't mind, Dante Marsh just added. Let's get Dante Marsh real quick. We're gonna add him. He's been on our show most of the. We're gonna bring. He's always driving. But Dante, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Oh man, that much. We got some fellow NFL, CFL compadres and Super Bowl champions and all types of stuff on the line. So we just want to talk about the journey. We got everybody on the line. Since you are here now, let's start with you. Like, how was your journey from college to the next level? Like, how did that journey, like, how was it?
The journey it wasn't easy, but I always thought that I had the ability to do it. And it was work ethic, man. Like, you know, being at Fresno State, it was this, old school, smash mouth, play anybody, anywhere, Pat Hill, first recruiting class. Being from Oakland, it was real similar to how I came up in terms of Pop Warner high school, right? So just always having a chip on your shoulder. That's kind of how we all work, right? So things didn't go as planned, but I ended up being a priority free agent with the Tennessee Titans and showing well enough in camp to make the team. I tell my young guys, right, that I coach at the junior college, the key to the whole thing is when you get there and you realize that you can actually play at that level and that you belong with all those elite players, to be honest, that's all you care about, is that your peers and the guys that, the older guys you grew up watching on TV that's still on the team, they respect what you're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Once again, I can attribute all of that to having a crazy work ethic and just not giving up. A lot of people don't know, when I got to Tennessee, I ended up tearing up my shoulder in a preseason game against the Chicago Bears. So I was placed on injured reserve, and they didn't bring me back the following season. So I missed my whole rookie regular season year, which was 2001. I was out all of 02 and 03. I didn't go up to the CFL until 2004. And then I ran off an 11-year career up there. So a lot of people thought, it's a career ending for my labrum, subscap. I had nerve damage. But I just couldn't accept not making my childhood dream a reality. Like, I was there, I could taste it. You know what I mean? So after I got my shoulder together, I'm working out with Thomas Witherspoon out here in the Bay Area. And I'm working out with Kevin Barlow, used to play running back with the Niners. I'm working out with Charles Woodson, who was, this was his first stint with the Raiders before he went to Green Bay. My homeboy Sammy Parker that played at Oregon, 4th round to the Chiefs. Lamont Thompson played safety with the Bengals and the Titans. There was a lot of guys. So the guy I trained with, him and his brother, Kenny Harrison, who won a gold medal in the 96 Olympics for the triple jump, they used to train a bunch of, draft guys every year. So I done got my shoulder back together, and I'm, in the best shape of my life. And Kevin Barlow man, hey, man, you not on the team? I was like, nah. He was like, man, you need to be on the team. So he talked to the head of player personnel with the Niners at the time. They brought me in for a workout, and the Buffalo Bills flew me out there for a workout. Yep. You know how that goes. Well, we gonna put you on the short list. So while I'm sitting there waiting on that, I go have lunch with Bob O'Coolidge. Came down to do the East-West Shrine game after they moved it from Stanford to Pac-Bell Park. And we had, ate with him. I gave him my highlight film, Fresno State preseason stuff in the league. And he was like, okay, cool. So about 3 weeks later, I got sent a contract to play in Canadian Football League. Now, for those guys that don't know, the CFL is damn near harder to make than the NFL because you got American guys and you got Canadian guys. It's a ratio. So you only can have a certain amount of Americans on the roster, and you have to have a certain amount of Canadian guys on the roster. So if they bring you to training camp, you either already signed a contract or you a guy that was already in the NFL on the NFL team or a highly touted Division I college football players. So long story short, I let that contract sit on my table. So the only thing with the CFL contract is they still want to see you work out. So, like I had already signed the contract and mailed it back to them, but I still had to run a 40 and do their whole little combine stuff out in LA. So I went and did that, ran pretty fast, did the one-on-ones, and they told me they'll see me in training camp. So I get to training camp. I had a real good camp. I beat out the veteran guy after my first preseason game. I was the starter for 11 straight seasons, 2 Grey Cups, multiple All-Pro honors, and yada, yada, yada. So that was in a nutshell, my journey.
Man, well, I'm telling you right now, your journey is like a lot of our journey. And for you to play 11 years, there's NFL guys that didn't even play 1 year. And the way your journey is set up, I would like to hear everybody else's quick, synopsis on kind of relate to Dante. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear Coach Martin. How was your journey when it came to, your era? Because you came from an era that was in the 80s, early 90s. So, like, how was your journey?
Actually, it was the late 70s, early 80s, and respect to both and all ball players that played at any level, because I know what it takes to be at that level. Is no joke. When I came through the National Football League, there was only 28 teams, and they only kept 43 players. There was no practice squad. So at the time, they would bring in 120-some guys, and they would have 12 cuts a day. So back in those days, it was a very hard. Plus, I was a free agent. I made the Niners. They had drafted 4 DBs: Ronnie Lott, Eric Wright, Carlton Williamson, and Lynn Thomas in the first 4 rounds. And I was a free agent, and so I ended up making the team and going through that transitioning. But again, I'm from Lincoln High School. Grew up in Southeast San Diego, one of the toughest hoods in Cali. And going through that transition, and like I heard the other young men talk about how they grew up and had to go to struggle. The young man from Oakland, I don't know if he played no Coach Bean, who's up there, and he was at Skyline. Now he's at Laney, I think. But I know him. But the journey was hard, man. Nothing but as you grow up the way most of the guys, a lot of guys I know grow up, it's not even the football part. It's just part of it. It's how you able to manage to get through all the other stuff coming through your hood, because there's so many angles you can go, so many different ways that could deter you to go that way or go this way. And if you're weak-minded, you tend, because we all know guys that might be, I would say, better than me. For whatever reason, they went the wrong way. And unfortunately, they didn't get the opportunity. But I got blessed. And then not on top of that, I was able to go on to win, again, the first Super Bowl of San Francisco 49ers. Playing for one of the greatest coaches, Hall of Famer Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, Fred Dean, and it goes on, and still connected with the organization. Played with the best owner, Eddie DeBarlo of the San Francisco 49, now owned by the York, still engaged. So the journey was tough, man, but nothing's given, everything's earned. Yes. So nobody's just gonna walk up and say here, because we all have a journey, and like the gentleman said, that's doing a hell of a job in Louisville. It's not even about the football part, because it comes and goes. Football comes and goes, man. It's where I was able to go back to my high school and coach 21 years. I was very lucky. 4 NFL players, Dwayne Wright, Terrell Davis, Akili Smith, Darren Hall, to be able to give back to my community. Super Bowl, I'm going to be a Super Bowl champ the rest of my life. But like the gentleman, I wish I could say your name. I apologize, bro, from Louisville. I want to be a legend in my community. That means more to me than the Super Bowl, because that'll live forever. I'm always be on that Lombardi trophy. But how do the people in my neighborhood like or respect me? So I'm so blessed, and I'm going to keep moving. I'm 69 years old, and I'm still giving back. Until I leave, I'm going to keep giving back. So that's my journey. May God continue to bless.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Coach Martin, man.
I was. He always been like that. And he mellow right now, but he be talking slow. He be man, we be
Man,
he
look
be
here.
talking. Oh man, he playing a good role tonight. Hey, coach, man,
Billy,
you shining tonight, man.
I'm serious. Hey man, ain't nothing like playing in that football. Ain't nothing like playing Pop Warner, high school, college. It's nothing like it, man. The camaraderie, the brotherhood. I don't care what level. If you into that life, man, is nothing. Cause we ride all that gang banging. Football is the thing, homie. When you ride with your guys, that's what it's all about.
That part.
That's what it is.
They say what they want about that other crap. But when you win the brotherhood and you ride, ain't nothing like it.
Nothing like Coach Billy came up through, right? Like watching you play and probably doing all this stuff. Coach Billy, I'm saying you came through when after watching Coach Martin. Like, what would you say? Like, just seeing before we get to Jamar, like just being in the neighborhood, watching him ball out, like on TV and stuff.
Man, but like you're saying, back at the old school high, baby, where you can pull up right there on Imperial Avenue with your lawn chair and watch the game from the fence.
For real,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I practiced on that field playing at VP. I coached up there. You know, my first high school coaching gig was at Lincoln in '95. Coach Martin was there. Your Uncle Eddie Ford was there. Charlie Brown was there. Coach Brooks. Coach Ray Lyons was the head coach. Coach Tony Johnson was the head coach for JV. You know what I'm saying? So, but seeing these guys play come up, I miss seeing Coach Saladin play, but I got a chance to see Marcus play when he was still at VP. I didn't see any of the Lincoln's game that he played in.
And make sure you say Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen.
Come on, baby. But just being around it, just being in the community and hearing these names, Wally Henry, Saladin Martin, Marcus, and Damon comes up after that, prior to me coming through. It's just, and the love that they show when Coach Saladin ever shows up. Being at our games and everything, baby. When he comes on that sideline, man, it's like, dude, you gonna talk to the guys? What you gonna do? Come on, coach.
What he gonna do is start running his mouth.
I got a little story about Coach Saladin too. 2018, our first state run for Lincoln.
Yeah.
Thursday night at our hotel, Coach Saladin comes. He brought a guest with him, Ronnie Lott. He came to the hotel to speak to our team prior to our state game. Bro, you don't know how much of an impact that had, not just on the coaches, but also on the players. Well, actually, not just on the players, but on the coaches. I still take something for that. His last 3 words he told us when he brought everybody in together: make them quit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I still tell the guys that to this day. But having someone like Coach Saladin that's been around, I coached with him at Lincoln, a few years back and everything, and then being under him when I first started coaching back in '95. Lots of knowledge. And the DB I remember from Lincoln back in '95 was David Hinton, who ended up going to Arizona on the scholarship.
That was one of his DBs.
Come on, man.
Hey,
I want to.
Hey, share to stay with that boy. Hey, share to stay with that boy from Oakland and Louisville. These guys, that guy from Oakland, man, you gotta watch him. Check his pockets coming and going.
Hey, Dante is a real deal. Hey, don't get it twisted. Hey, JB too.
The guy from Oakland, you check his pockets. You check that boy's pockets for me.
They talking nice on the show tonight. Everybody talking nice. Even Welch. Don't get it twisted. Even Welch. Hey, Welch is hey, man. This is one of those shows. I'm telling you, man. Hey, but I want to recircle because I want to hear from JB. But I want to know, JB, before we get some knowledge from you. Who's better, Florida, California first, and we'll get to yours. Who's better out of Florida and California?
Man, that's tough, man. I played with some greats from both, so
look at these hard.
I'm a little biased because Teddy B's like a brother, so I'm gonna have to say Florida, man.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, hey, hold on, Dwayne, can I please jump in?
Go ahead.
Can I just jump in? First of all, Florida, much love, and I will rank them there. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't know about our hood, San Diego, right? And within a 3-mile radius of our neighborhood, Ricky Williams, Rashad Salam, Marcus Allen, and Reggie Bush, 4 Heisman Trophy guys live within 3 miles in San Diego.
Come on, baby.
They were in the same hood we grew up. Marcus Allen, Reggie Bush, Rashad Salam, and Ricky Williams.
Yeah, he wasn't the answer back. Look, D-Harv loved this.
Yeah.
Right.
Answer that.
No, you spitting facts though, Coach.
I'm waiting on Mark. Go ahead.
For me, I put hands on it, right? I was able to touch some of these guys, Lamar Jackson, just some of the greats, that come from down south. But definitely all respect for West Coast, right? Like the greats come from there too. So that's a tough one you put me in front of, D, right? But got to make a choice.
Hey, we're gonna give you all.
No, much love. No, Florida might hold it down, but like you said, I got to represent home. I take nothing from Florida. Florida got some tough guys. I ain't taking nothing from Florida. I ain't taking nothing from Florida. But I was just telling you about the guys in one area. That's not the state. That's in 3 miles. That's not the state of California. That's just in right. And then I done mentioned Dwayne Wright and Terrell Davis. And by the way, Marshall Faulk came and got some of that water. I didn't even mention he would say they was but I didn't even say that.
I ain't know you was gonna drop him like that, big dog.
Three from the same high school too.
Go ahead and rethink it and let D-Harv rebuttal because D-Harv he's mighty quiet. See, we always have the Florida and Cali debate because it brings a lot of friskiness to our conversation. D-Harv, what you got to say about that? Because it sounds like JB is starting to turn a little bit. He's starting to reconsider.
Them boys came out of Brevard County, Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Listen now. You hear me?
We got
Hey, here goes D. Here goes D.
What did he say?
Nonsense.
What did he say?
Hey, California.
What'd you say, D? We didn't hear you.
We got you.
Yeah, y'all talking about it. 11 years in the CFL, his Wi-Fi tripping.
Don't let D-Harv get on you like that, dog.
No, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so Dago got a lot of guys, right? I didn't really realize because remember, I'm from Oakland, so California's so big.
Yeah.
That's all the way in SoCal. So just to put stuff in perspective, my little hood high school in West Oakland produced myself, Marcus Peters, Bill Russell, Paul Silas, Antonio Davis.
Wow.
MC Hammer.
Oh man, hey you.
I hate to talk over you, but Lincoln High School have produced 28 NFL football players. That's not a college. Lincoln High School have produced 28 NFL football players. 28 NFL football players out of one high school, and they still coming.
That part.
That's what's up.
And they still coming.
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Mark. Hold on. Go ahead, Mark.
Come on, baby.
Go ahead, Mark.
Michael Pittman went to Mesa.
No, Michael Pittman went to Monte Vista.
He went to Michael Pittman went to Mira Mesa.
I thought he went to Monte Vista.
No, he went to Michael Wiley was Monte Vista.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Wiley. But what's the running back that played for Tennessee from Mission Bay?
Yeah, he went to Mission Bay. What's
that running back name?
He was Arian Foster was from Mission Bay.
Arian Foster went to Tennessee. He's from San Diego.
Yeah, he played with the Texans first.
Oh, okay, that's my bad. Arian Foster from another one. Another guy.
Y'all got dogs.
We got dogs. D-Harv, are you ready to press? Are you ready to press delete, enter?
Yeah.
Because, bruh, you ain't. I keep telling you about Florida and Cali. You won't win.
Come on,
Aaron
man.
Foe, bad
Listen,
boy.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
about a county down here. Our high schools produce like 1 or 2 people that played in the league. But the last 5 Super Bowls been people from this county right here. You know,
Yeah, that is true.
so
That is true. Florida got them
like I
dudes.
say,
They really do.
No,
Wilbur
Florida got
Marshall
guys,
from my
man. Florida
hometown.
got some
Yeah.
guys,
Wilbur
man.
Marshall and Chris Collinsworth from Titusville, which is my
Florida
You said
got
Chris
hometown.
Collinsworth? I ain't heard
So,
that name since Madden 1990. Hey, what was it?
hey,
Collinsworth?
but he a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, I
So,
know. Yeah, he was.
you
Cincinnati,
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
man.
but
Back with Ken Anderson, baby. That
the man was a
Chris was a
baller.
Hey,
bad boy.
I beat Chris Collinsworth in Super Bowl 16. You asked Collinsworth about Solid E. Martin and Eric Wright. Yeah, we beat them in Super Bowl 16 in
Right.
Detroit.
Yeah, I was
So
pulling
you
for
asked Chris
them.
Collinsworth. You asked
Hey,
him.
I was rooting for the
You had
Bengals
Kenny
that day.
Anderson,
Yep.
and they had my boy Isaac Curtis, the big name. If you don't remember, if
Yeah.
you don't remember,
I know who that is. Hey, but D. is a Dallas fan though. So is that why you was
Best believe.
a Cowboy fan because Chris Collinsworth?
Heck no.
Oh, well,
I became a Cowboys fan because the Cowboys had the best looking helmets in the Super Bowl against the Steelers.
that's what a
Get
lot of
out of
people
here.
say.
So that's how I was legit. I was like 8 years old when I became a
Jamon,
Cowboys
you
fan.
gonna have to call Bridgewater and have him come on the show so he can help out DR because DR needs some Florida. He needs some Florida
man,
help.
Florida got some boys, man.
They do got some
They got
boys.
some
I ain't
boys.
gonna lie.
You can put Dion. You can put Dion up there, and it's a wrap. You put Dion Sanders,
Dion kills it
and it's
all
a
off.
wrap.
Yeah,
Man. They got some
it's a
boys,
wrap.
man.
That part.
They
You
got
right.
some boys.
Dante, go ahead, Dante.
Time out. Listen. So I play corner, and that's if we gonna talk real, let's talk real. I'm a huge primetime fan, right? I'm a huge primetime fan. I think he's the GOAT. However, there is a great argument. There's a great argument that Charlie Woodson, Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson, Rod Woodson, and Champ Bailey got an argument for that top spot.
Woo!
Whoa! Now you got to bring. Hold on, Dwayne.
Wow.
Now you ever heard of cover? Hey, my boy from Oakland. You ever heard of cover 2?
Yeah, I heard of cover. Yeah, come on now. What about it?
Mel Blount created it. That's why they changed the whole situation. Mel Blount was 6'4", 215 on the corner. 6'4", 215. He created the cover 2.
Pittsburgh.
Mel Blount 4 Super Bowl ring. So when you're talking about 6'4", 215 defensive player of the year, let's talk about it.
Yeah, facts.
6'4" on that corner. Made the cover 2. Cover 2 was created. They changed the rules because of Mel Blount.
Absolutely.
Drop the knowledge, coach. Drop the knowledge.
Yeah, they right. A lot of these young guys don't know
the rules because of Mel Blount.
Right.
Come on, man.
6'4", 215 on the corner.
That's still curtain.
Mel Blount is definitely in the conversation too.
Yeah, he is.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite DB. My favorite corner is Mel Blount.
Well, damn. Well, we got to go back to the
I got a
West Coast
question.
and go with my boy Lester Hayes, baby.
Go ahead.
I have a question since we're talking about Mel Blount. Okay. Do you think Mel Blount nowadays will be able to cover Megatron?
I don't know if Megatron get off the line.
Dude, you gotta understand how physical
I don't know if he press him up. He can get off. He's 6'4", long arm. I don't know if he can get off the line.
He got 5 yards.
That's what I'm.
Coach got a point.
Yeah, he press him up. He can't get it. Hey, we pressed up. I keep telling y'all, we ran press. We were running press, man. We wasn't playing around. I got George Atkinson, my boy over there, what's his name? Ronnie Locke, what's the other boy? Jack,
Tatum.
your boy from Oakland, Jack Tatum, man. George Atkinson. Let's talk about it, man. Y'all better stop. Hey, man, wasn't no rule.
Oh,
you young men playing in 2000, wasn't no rules then.
Man,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about a 43-man roster. Let's talk about a 43-man roster, no practice squad. 43-man roster. You know, 2018. You know how many guys is in the league? 43 roster, 2018.
They had to open it up, Coach. We was gonna send too many home. 43-man roster, we gonna send too many of the greats home.
43-man roster, that was it. 43-man roster, that was it.
Hey, listen,
2018.
Because of y'all era, they had to open it up.
They had to. Hold on, I want to hear
43 guys in my era.
43 guys? Come on.
43 guys on the roster, period.
I want to hear from our analyst, Bryan Welch, because he's a great data type guy. I want to know your input on the eras, because we talk about 3 different eras, 3 different types of guys and ball players, different speeds, different sizes, because really, Coach Sal and Dante, y'all was DBs, right? So a 4-3 now was probably what, a 4-6 then?
No, man, we had people like Cliff Branch. We had Billy White Shoe Johnson. You gotta be what are you talking about? We had Charlie. We had Wesley Walker, one-eyed Wesley Walker from Berkeley. What are you talking about?
I love it.
We had Johnny Lamb Jones.
So check this out.
Check
this out.
Yeah.
Tony Hill,
Go ahead, Mark.
James Lofton.
A lot of
James Lofton.
Pittsburgh.
A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand this. There was a Megatron before Megatron. He don't get the love he need. Harold Carmichael played in Philly.
Oh my God, he was
baby.
Yes.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you. If we gonna say that, you gotta say Otis Taylor from the Kansas City Chiefs. If we gonna go there, Otis Taylor.
I forgot about him.
Otis Taylor was 6'5". Otis Taylor was.
That holds my point, bro. That holds my point.
How about Paul Warfield?
All the people that we ain't able to mention.
Two of the best corners that I loved as a tandem growing up watching was
Paul Warfield can get out of that field too then.
Well, my 2 best tandem was Lester Hayes and Mike Williams. Mike Hayes. Lester Hayes. And Mike Hayes.
Mike Hayes, yeah.
Yeah, and Lester Hayes and Mike Hayes. I thought they might have been 2 of the best.
Yep.
They might have been 2 of the best corners.
What about Billy White Shoes?
Cold piece.
Nice.
Cold piece, man. I'm gonna tell you that. Wes Chandler was nice. Wes Chandler was nice. John Jefferson, very nice. Real nice. John Jefferson, Kellen Winslow, nice.
Man.
Yeah.
Well,
nice guys,
y'all. Let's refocus back on Welch. I want to hear Welch because Welch is like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. There's so many guys. But Welch, go ahead and share with us your perspective because we want to hear your perspective on all of this of the players and the different eras. I like to hear it.
Well, me being 22, I would say Saladin's era probably a lot tougher of a player. Just saying. Just saying. Tougher player. Hey, hard-nosed football. Jamon and also Dante's era.
Real football.
Able to, exactly. Great football all around, but also able to keep themselves safe and healthy on the line, and also like for Jamon, but also the generations going on, new nutritional ideas, and also being able to new technology and all that. But hey, all these 3 different eras we're talking about right now, Dwayne, it's hard-nosed football. I said earlier on the show, shut up and hit somebody. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it.
Well, I wouldn't go hit Earl Campbell. I never would hit Earl Campbell. I don't care what you say. Never hit Earl Campbell. I don't care what you say. Y'all got that big boy in Baltimore, but Earl Campbell didn't take no back seat. That big boy in Baltimore, but Earl Campbell would tear you up.
But you know what else? What else that we, and I don't know Dante can contest, I don't know if JB you play CFL or not, but when I know Dante, when we were playing CFL, I think all the best DBs and receivers was over there playing on that turf, man, because you got to think about that field, how wide it is. You know, I mean, it's a long field.
How deep that end zone is.
Man.
But the reason for that, Dwayne, the reason for that, because you could be right. And that's why I played at San Diego State. The reason for that, because they throw the ball almost every down. So the more you see the ball as a defensive back, the more routes you see, the better you get. That's how I was able to get in the league. Because during my time, you had Oklahoma, you had Texas. It was a running game. Oh, USC. But San Diego State always threw the ball. So when we produced, at one time we had like 12 corners in the league because you see the ball a lot. So when you're in that the CFFL, those DBs and receivers should be better because they're getting the most work. And when you get the more work, just like somebody said about the 10,000 reps or what you guys were saying, well, when you see the ball a lot in the air, and that's where Bill Walsh became successful. He started the West Coast offense. That's why he was so brilliant with it. And he passed the ball, and the ball moved down the field, and it was moving like a run play and throwing short stuff. So the more those guys see the ball in the air, and the more you cover, the better you're going to get. It's a passing league right now.
It is.
Passing league. So that's why those guys are better, in my opinion, just by you seeing the ball a lot.
I know Dante was a beast. I played for Organized. Dante was on the other side. I kept hearing about Dante Marsh. I'm like, I know who Dante Marsh is because we're Bulldogs, but I'm like, bro, I wish I played Dante them team. We were like one game away. That's the year, Dante, we went to the finals. Our team, the Organized, we went all the way to the finals and got killed by the Alouettes. Like, killed. But man, you was a phenomenal player.
Wow.
And he should he should be in the Hall of Fame. Probably is.
Wow, that's awesome.
But he was one of those players. He was one of those
I'm on the ballot.
Preliminary. Hey, he's on the ballot, right?
That's it. Hey, Dante, can I say one more thing and I'm gonna let it go? Dante.
Yes.
Is he on the air?
Yeah, he's still there.
I can say one thing. Guess what? Yeah, guess what?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
The boy from Lincoln, Damon Allen. Think on that name. Damon Allen from Lincoln High School.
Okay, so
I
know that. So
yeah.
DA is Damon is my OG. We talk all
I just seen him the other day.
Yeah, I love that.
Right.
Yeah, Damon Allen.
That's the only
got all the records in Canada. Every record in Canada. He's from Lincoln High School.
Yeah.
That's Marcus Allen's brother, but he's from Lincoln High School.
Right.
And again,
man, I hope you get in because if Dwayne talking about you like that, you should get in.
He gonna get in, bro. Look, hey, Coach, no, I'll be so humble. I don't even be talking, but I promise you, the guys we be having on here be like real dudes, like JB, Dante. Y'all be like real dudes, Coach Saladin, and like I feel like y'all should be like. I know it's not about getting recognized all the time, but like there's some. I want to hit on this before we get off the show. I'm sorry, but we're talking about the life as a pro athlete. To all of our viewers, there's really dudes out there that are perpetrator pro athletes who will give a lot of the youth certain aspects on how to make it, but they don't know how. So what happens is when we come in the picture, we looked at upon as haters or, we're trying to take away opportunities. It's not that. This is where I wanted to share at. What it is we had coaches that was around us. We had people that was around us that was already successful. So we came up through an era to where we can see an NFL guy and they come and say, "What's up, homie? What's up, blood? What's up, nephew? What's up, cousin? What's up, cousin?" Or wherever you from or whatever you do. That's what we was used to. Is now they got this social media, they got the trainers that's already never even played football, and then they out on social media putting all this fake statistics out, and then they might have barely played high school, but they're out there saying how you supposed to be going through the steps and levels. I'm against that. I'm sorry. You can call me a hater, you can call me whatever you want. Give these kids the real. Tell them the truth. Let them know, like, it is hard. It's hard to make it. It's not easy. So don't tell these kids that they're going to be with these offers they're getting, and that pisses me off too. You got a kid with 25 offers. An offer don't mean nothing. An offer just saying, we just want to check you out. We're just going to let you know that we're looking at you, and we have 50 other student athletes that we just offered that play your position, and whoever has the best grades, whoever has that spin-off on film, whoever looks the part from the eyeball test, and whoever we feel that's going to accommodate our style, that's who we're going to offer. So we need to stop lying to these kids and tell them the truth and let them know that, bro, the journey's going to be hard. You're going to have the dream of making it big when you're young. Everybody does. But when reality
Dwayne, can I piggyback off that, please? Please let me piggyback, because I coached at my high school for 21 years.
Yes.
I never coached my kids to go to the league. I always coached my kids to try to get a free education. I came from the neighborhood of Southeast San Diego. My parents couldn't afford college. I didn't care if my kid went to D1, D2, or NAIA. If they got part scholarship, that's I never promised a kid. I coached the defensive backs. I had 12 D1 corners that time that I coached at Lincoln High School. Never coached my kids up to go to the NFL. Always coach my kids, if you want to get educated, we can't afford it. Let's go get that money, and I don't care what level. And that's the kind of coach I was. So technique-wise, we was the best in the city, and a lot of guys went on to play in Division I, Division II, and that was always my goal, because I already knew how hard it was to get to the league, so I never coached that up. Never promised, never wanted it. I want to just get a free education, do best for your community, and do best for your family. Get up out of here, and that's how I coach. And I was very blessed to see a lot of them get out of it.
I love that. I love that. And that's the point I'm making. I wanted to fuel this conversation because I know Dante Marsh is like a preliminary DB coach right now on the college level. He's always been. You've been a preliminary player and a coach. JB has been a phenomenal philanthropist, a coach, a player. You know what I mean? So you guys know exactly what I'm saying. It's hard for us to teach a certain bunch if they've already been brainwashed to think a certain to be on a certain level. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna pass it on to y'all. I had some things going on training kids and doing different things. I had a kid tell me, I don't even know who you are. I said, that's fine. That's fine. You don't need to know who I am, but let me tell you something right now. When you get to a point to where you know who you are as a player, that's when you know you're successful. If you don't know who you are as a player, right, you will never be on a level to where you want to be in your head. You have to know, and there has to be people around you to teach you the right techniques. I see Dante teaching these young men techniques. All he does is teach techniques. I've never seen him, and this is kudos to you, I've never seen him go do some stuff and put it blasted all on social media, just a little divots of footwork, I've seen him do complete workouts with these young men, and I've seen these young men be successful. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about let's give a full product. Stop trying to make yourself look good and try to, whatever you're trying to do. Let these kids know it's going to take work. JB, I don't know. What you think, man?
I mean, because I can piggyback off of that. What social media has done is made the younger athletes feel like they can cut corners. You know what I mean? It's the 7-on-7s, right, which is really skeleton ball, right? We know 11-on-11. You know what I mean? It's the snippet cuts of what you're talking about, D, right? I make myself marketable, right? But we're not really honing our craft. We're not really, diving into the levels of the game. You know what I mean? And that's where, coaching last year for the first time, that was my biggest thing, right? And then D, when you say, you had a player say, who are you? Right?
Right.
Man, listen, I got that so many times, but then I had to slow my players down and just ask them, what do you think my coach did in high school?
Right.
See, some of the kids, they feel like they're past where they are. Right. A lot of them kids feel like I'm already pro, but they don't even understand when a good teacher's in front of them, to pick up, open your ears up. You know what I mean? I was like, well, listen, I honed my skills with guys that just had love for the game. They didn't have the high, knowledge of the game. They didn't play in the league, right? My high school coach obviously worked in the school building and then came out to practice, right? But to have guys like us that have real experience and can tell you, what it's actually like to prepare for a game, prepare for a season, prepare for training, different phases, right? How to know if you're staying stagnant or getting better, right? How to really, kind of hit some of the milestones. Man, the kids nowadays, just because of the access, they don't want to listen.
Yep.
And then when they're in the position that we've foretold them, right, that they're going to be in, right, because it happened to all my starting linemen, right, I would tell them, hey, as a lineman, right, we should start off by identifying what we're up against, right? That means we should get a 4-down or a 3-down call, right? That's going to let us know, right, how to start to map out who we're going to. Hey, didn't get that once, right? So then when we're in the middle of the season and they're running these blitzes and we don't know who's who, and I say, hey, are we identifying who we're blocking? Then it starts to really make sense to him. And I'm like, look, the student, when he's ready to learn, the teacher will appear.
That's it. That's it.
And I'm grateful, really for my journey, because I think Coach Martin was talking about it. Like when you come up, how most of us come up, right? There's so many different distractions that you're listening to. And I had coaches that had me think a little different, right? That had me go through, life is more than the game and connecting that, right? If I was a good player, I was a good student. I was a good person. I was a good brother. I was a good friend, And so that is what I think the future needs to hone in on. Like if Coach Billy and D Harv and Coach Martin, they just happen to show up in practice, listen.
Yeah.
Don't be so quick to ask, man, who is you? What you done? What I don't see no rings or you ain't got the jury on. Like, just open up because they can drop some gems for you. And that's been something that, like, I was totally different as a kid, right? It was different for me coming out of Louisville. Like you said, D, right? We had the option or at least the opportunity to maybe see it. For me, I didn't get that. So it was all about what can you learn? You got to learn as much as you can. You know what I mean?
Damn.
And so that's one thing with the younger generation, I don't think that they're really understanding, right? They're listening, but I think they're listening to the wrong stuff. They're listening to, like you said, the snippets.
Right.
How to get out of a break. But you got to build getting out of a break.
You got to build it. Yes.
Come on, man. Come on.
And I'm not knocking. I'm saying this. I'm not knocking nobody, y'all. I'm not knocking no trainers. I'm just telling the truth. Like, let's be real. I was gonna put a social media post on. I was gonna say Dwayne Wright resume, and I was just gonna put everything, and I was gonna put next to it, match me, and to see who can match me, because it's really hard. Like you have to go to school. And all of us can test. You have to have a degree when you play in the NFL or the CFL. People don't know that. They think they can just play. You have to get a degree to play in the NFL. You do.
Oh, wow.
Degree in football.
You do. You have to. That was when we played.
You must be a football degree in college?
Yes, you do. They were not released. Yes, they do. You have to. Yes. The NCAA rules when we played, in order for you either get dropped from school. They will drop you completely from school, or you will be able to finish and then be able to put in like a letter or I forgot what we did, but we have to get accepted to leave. Like, you can't just be like, all right, I'm leaving. They'll drop you. You have to explain the reason why. Then after you explain the reason why, they go through a whole little board section of, okay, we'll release you, and then they won't drop your classes. There's a lot of little things that a regular person can't tell these kids what really goes on, that we talk about 10,000 reps. That's in football, fool. That's in football. you got homework, you got reports, you got presentations, you got media, you got weight room, you got nutrition. That's nothing. Like you got to learn you got to pay bills still. If you're on scholarship, you still got other little bills that you got to pay.
Yeah, a lot come with it. I know when I walk on Lincoln's campus, when I first see the coaches, first thing I ask who's not at practice.
Woo.
That's the first. I said who's not here. I don't even ask. I don't even say hi to the coaches. I said which guys are not here. I don't even say what's up.
Right.
And when they go, and then I look around and be the star guy. I'm like, why the star guy? I mean, it's just different. It's different.
Right.
And I man, please. Yeah. It's so different what you're saying, Dwayne.
We got great coaches out there too. Great coaches out there.
Coach, you're so right. And that's why I'm shaking my head is because, you know, to make 20 years coaching in high school, I'm praying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But,
I was blessed, man.
They don't listen.
Hey, I tried to leave, but I always get a Dwayne Wright. I would get a freshman that's so damn good that I gotta stay. I gotta see him through. I say this kid too good. I said I'm gonna leave next year. Then here come another Keely Smith. I'm gonna leave next year. Here come Terrell Day. I can't leave. I can't leave because the kids, you know they need the help. You know those kids need the help. You know they need the help.
Hey, here in Louisville, Kentucky, man, listen, they come a dime a dozen, man. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, they don't come a dime a dozen. They come every blue moon. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's it's like, with the headaches I'm dealing with, it's hard to
it's
have
different.
One that you get tied to and really invest in. Because with everything that's going on now, it's even worse. You got the portal.
No, it was different when I coached.
You got, you know, all these distractions. That
it was different. Dwayne them didn't have all this. Dwayne them had to wear it. It wasn't different.
We barely had it. Y'all know, Mars, we barely had it.
I don't think you guys had MySpace.
We had a pager. I don't think you guys had MySpace. We had a pager.
That wasn't even out back then.
Yeah, I didn't think they had MySpace. But so it was different, coach. But coach, that's why I got out of coaching. Coach, that's why I got out of it because the kids changed. And the family, the parents, everybody think their kid is an all-star. That's why I got out of coaching. That's exactly why I got out.
Hey, Dante had a point, and I think we kind of overheard.
I'm sorry, Dante. Sorry, Oaktown.
Dante, did you remember what the point was? I think you were you said you wanted to, you wanted to back to, I don't know. You had a great point. Yeah, we were talking about something with the trainers and the technique. I don't know if you can hear. You might be on mute, Dante.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
we got you now, bro.
Okay, so I train. I've been training since I retired in 2014. For me, and I've been coaching JUCO ball for the last 11 years. So for me, I've helped develop, train, and or coach 20 to 30 Division I guys and Division II guys, right? And I got a couple that made it to the league. For me, at 46, I still get out there with my cleats and show them how to do it.
Come on.
Wow.
People don't
I'm
understand.
not the only one. Come on now, man.
Wow.
Thank you.
Come on.
Am I lying?
You're telling the truth.
I promise y'all. I could get out there.
You know
would
me
think
too,
I was
D.
20-something years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, listen.
You would think I was 20.
D, I told him, when you learn how to be efficient, you never lose it.
You never lose it.
No.
I can still backpedal, break and drive. Don't get it twisted.
Come on, Sal.
Don't get it twisted.
Hey, D, you make a great point, man. You make a great point.
Yeah.
Man. I had the receivers looking at me different because I strapped my cleats up and got around that 3-4 faster than they could. You know what I mean?
That part.
That's good.
Hey,
that's
I know
good.
exactly what you talk about. Sometimes you got to be the example.
Yeah.
And especially in the.
That's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad. I thought maybe I was doing too much. So to hear that,
No.
Man, that gives
no.
Sometimes you got to show them.
No, you got to show them a picture is better than saying. You show them. You got to show them.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
wait.
I go to practice with my cleats. I wear cleats.
That's funny, man. That's good. That's funny.
Hey,
Hey,
look, D.
Dante.
Hey, can I show, like, being at the game really hit me? Man, they had me pop my hamstring one time. I took my cleats out there, man. So one thing I had to learn was, hey, I'm getting a little older. I gotta stretch.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Dante.
Hey, so hey. Can you?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, so look to your point. Like,
We're losing you, D. We're losing you.
Yeah, you're in and out, bro.
We got about 5 minutes left in the show. We got to hear your point.
He better put his car in reverse and go back the way he was.
D Harv, man.
Maybe he's trying to find his cleats.
He driving. I think he on the road. I think he on the road.
He can't be driving with his cleats on.
Hey.
He got them damn cleats on and he driving.
You crazy.
Take them damn. Hey, seriously, I gotta tell you guys this story real quick. I played with a guy named Jack Hacksaw Reynolds. Played 18 years in the NFL. Yeah. This guy would be suited at 7 a.m. in the morning and driving a full 49er gear to Candlestick Park in a Volkswagen at 7 a.m. Tape, helmet, and shoulder pad. He would drive to the Candlestick. Played 18 years. Jack Hacksaw Reynolds. Look him up. He would be suited and booted. Kick off of that one. He taped up, helmet, drive to the Candlestick Park in a vote. Tape. Kick off of that 1 o'clock. This dude,
what was his hairstyle? Did he have a mullet? Did he have a mullet?
I don't know what the hell he had, but I know that nobody say shit to him. I show him. The guy would drive to the stadium.
Hey, you better know better.
Hey, look him up. Jack Hacksaw Reynolds played 18 years.
Wow. Man.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Hey,
that's kind of funny that
when you think about that, and you think about all the rituals that we know, right? We had guys that had just whatever it took, right?
Yeah, crazy.
I know a guy that eat 12 eggs every day.
Oh yeah,
ate 12 eggs.
For what?
Like every day.
Oh, does it?
The medium kind too. So
that's crazy.
His ass would be broke the way eggs cost today. He'd be broke today.
Oh, does it?
Eggs is high today, goddamn. You need some chicken.
Hey, you better find us a different solution.
But they got a lot of rituals. You're right. We got to talk about that one day, Dwayne.
Yeah, Dante is back. So Dante, can you make that point that you was making before we lost?
Still don't hear.
Yeah, he drive. He must be driving. Be driving through some cows. You know, he in Oakland. He probably some
Auburn field.
Oh, here you go.
What's you say, D Harv?
I say almond field.
Hey, man.
Okay.
D Harv is hilarious. Hey, D, can you hear us, Marsh?
What he got, a CB radio?
He must be driving to the middle.
He must be driving through Gilroy maybe.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Hey, so before we close the show up, we want to just thank y'all for being on this 30th episode. I mean, it meant a lot to us. We had our fans, I want to say fans, but viewers a couple weeks ago was asking if we can have NFL players and CFL players and pro ball players to explain the life, right, of like what you go through. I think it's been really thorough. I would love for y'all to come back on the show. And then that way we can finish a part 2. Because I feel like this is not enough. I feel like, I think we need to go ahead and have a part 2 of this maybe next week. And then we'll structure it to where we're going to have a couple more different titles or things of that nature that we can pretty much like talk about. My biggest thing is we covered the training. We talked about, where we came from, but we really need to give nuggets on what it's like behind the scenes next week, like inside of the facilities, traveling, like what was the traveling rituals, things of that nature. I think our viewers will love to hear that. So I know Maurice Morris will probably be on our next show as well. So let's come back next Thursday and let's go ahead and if y'all cool with it, we're going to invite y'all back next week. If y'all fine, if you cool with it, come back next week on the show and let's have a part 2 and let's talk about those things. Because I know D. Harv and Coach Battle, they probably want to add some extra questions and some funny stuff to what we're already talking about. Everybody going to talk about the woman. Everybody going to talk about, the cars and the house. But let's talk about like the meeting rooms and, all that type of stuff, what it looks like when you got brown nosers and, they're bringing donuts and next thing you know, they're starting the next, like, it's all types of stuff people don't know about. Hey, so much stuff y'all don't know about in the league, man. It's crazy. Like, everybody does wear a fake jury until your last contract. So it's a lot of different things.
I think one of the most things for me would be the film room. The film room was something special. When you watch film was really
next Thursday, Coach. Hold that.
Okay. He said I was just thinking about film. No, I was just saying he was thinking of some topics. And I was saying speaking in on the film would be a topic if you want to. I was thinking of a topic.
Yeah, and in Welch, what is something that is pretty hot that we normally talk about, something that we can bring to the table? I know we have some viewers requesting some stuff. What is one thing that you think our viewers will love when we come back next week, besides what we already talked about?
Solid and Coach hit a good point there about the meeting rooms and watching film. I want to hear some good Bill Walsh stories.
My God!
In the film room, because
it's crazy.
He was a student of the game.
Yeah.
Man! It's a preview for next week. I want to hear one of the best stories, or even a Joe Montana story. I
want to hear some Joe Montana stories.
I'll give you guys some stories, man. We had a guy that cried. I ain't gonna tell you his name. I said, "Why is that guy crying?" They said, "Leave him alone. He gonna play his ass off today."
Hey, I want to know, did Bill Walsh turn real red when he get nervous or yell? You know how those head coaches turn real red.
Hey man, Bill was so smooth and cool. Yeah. He was real, man. All them coaches always think they gonna do something. I'm gonna kick their ass. Oh man, he was something, man. Special man. I loved him. Loved him.
I love it. So we'll come back, folks. We will come back next week. I promise we're going to give you everything we got. We've been talking college football a lot lately. We've been talking about all the current events, but we're gonna bring in the real deal conversations. It's a late night show. Yeah, you can cuss on our show, but everybody ain't got to cuss. But if you do, you do. It's a late night adult show. Whoever.
And I apologize for those who don't curse.
I don't apologize. It's a late night show. So,
and if they play football and they got a coach that don't curse one time, and that whole staff, they must be playing. I don't know who they playing for.
They playing for
one coach. I don't care. Even Paul Warner coaches, you got to watch your mouth.
Yeah, you got to watch your mouth. You got to put some bubble gum in your mouth. And start chewing it when you get
somebody go
that
curse.
Don't even stop it, baby. That don't stop.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, we signed out. We're going to sign out with D. Harv tonight. We're going to give him his own screen. But JB, Coach Sal, we will see you guys next week. We got our show straight up on game.
Thanks a lot. Enjoyed everybody. Louisville, do your thing, baby. Louisville.
Right. Appreciate those nuggets, JB. Thanks for sharing.
Right.
See y'all next week.
Thank y'all, man.
All right, much love, D.
All right.
Much love.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Oh, man.
Late.
Yeah, it's your boy D Harv. Thank you for checking in on Straight Up On Game. We'll see you next Thursday, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Be there. Call a friend, text a friend, get on the phone and tell them come on in. We here every Thursday. Good night. Straight Up On Game. Later.